What's happening? What's happening? What's going on? Merry Christmas. Merry. Hold on. Let me make sure I say it again. Merry Christmas. Because, you know, right winger's been running around. Do we love, what is that? Do we love white people? J-Lo. Somebody by J-Lo. Do I know you? Do you even follow me? I don't recognize that person. Said, do we love white people? I don't know. Ask J.D. Vance. I'm going off. Somebody put that on some J-Lo. Usually I know the people that I go back and forth with. I know them, but I don't. This person I don't know. J-Lo said, do we love white people? You got to go ask J.D. Vance that. Go ask your vice president. I'm going to talk about that tonight. So I hope you stick around, J-Lo. Stick around. I hope you stick around. I got my Tim Pool going on. If y'all know who Tim Pool is, I got my I'm the black Tim Pool tonight. I'm the black Tim Pool tonight. So that should already give you an understanding where I'm about to go with this here on tonight. It's going to piss a few people off. I know that. I'm already ready for the backlash. But like I always say to you, prove me wrong. Don't talk about me. Don't call me names. Don't get personal. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. And nobody has done it yet. But you'll come on my feed like I'm going back and forth with this dude Chad. Isaiah 50, what is that? Isaiah 56:1. His name is Chad. He's trying to tell me he's trying to whitewash, literally on my page of all people, the switch between the Democrats and the Republicans. He's literally trying to whitewash that right now as we speak. Y'all need to stop this, people. You need to stop it. Look. See, I am not worried about my grandkids. I'm not worried about my grandkids. I'm not worried about that generation at all. By the time my grandson hits, 25 to 30, I will probably be gone. And a lot of y'all are going to be gone too. My mindset is I want to make it better for my grandkids. That's my mindset. I want to make America better for my grandkids. And in order for me to make it better for them, hey, Joe, Merry Christmas, brother. Stay blessed. Stay blessed, Joe. In order for me to make it better, then we have to be better. God is great, Joe. You're right. We've got to be better as people. Because, look, and y'all can see, what's happening. I mean, when the vice president of these United States, y'all can say what you want. That's cool. I could care less. But when he puts out racist dog whistles, that's what he did, and y'all know he did. You can't say that, and you're afraid to say that, but he told you it's okay. He said it is okay for you to give him the thumbs up when he puts out racist dog whistles. That's what he did. And he's doing that because they are afraid of what is happening in America. What's going to happen in America? And there are those in America that wants to fight this, like when they wanted to do away with slavery. There were people who literally fought to keep black people locked up. They died because they felt that they should be able to own what is Wasp saying on my Get Up Here? He's another one that cracks me. That's why I stopped following this dude. It's literally stopped following him because he gets on my nerves sometimes. He swears he swears up and down he's smarter than everybody. He knows everything. I give him credit. I mean, he can find stuff. Black churches made millions grifting off of it. Dude, get some of those and get off my damn page. Get off my page. I'm not even in the mood. I'm not even in the mood to deal with your stupid ass tonight. Go find something else to do. Poof. I'm about to block him in about 5 seconds. But anyway, I'm not going to let that idiot. I'm not dealing with that idiot tonight. But we know what's about to happen here in America. We know it. We can see it. It's happening. Y'all have been told over and over and over. Yes, you have. So here's my thought about this whole situation. You know it's going to happen. You know there's going to be a change. You know things are going to happen totally different. You know the world isn't going to be the world that you are living in right now. So why not sit here and say to yourself, let's make things better for my grandkids? Why do we still have to act the way we do? Why do we still have to be the way we are? Your grandkids are going to be the one who's going to suffer because you want to keep fighting what America is about to turn into. Your grandkids are going to be the ones to suffer. I've been doing a lot of research on South Africa because, we're letting these South Africans come over here. I'm just trying to figure out what, first there was apartheid. Black people couldn't do nothing. Black people couldn't move. They couldn't walk. They couldn't talk. They couldn't even piss in a corner. And then all of a sudden, that turned. It turned. Now you literally have white folks living in these here slums. You literally have white folks living in these slums because of the turn of events. I'm looking at the way the world is going right now. I'm looking at the things that people are saying. When you got your vice president sitting there saying basically that white people don't, when have white people ever apologized for any damn thing? You didn't apologize when you lied and said 40 acres and a mule. Dad, didn't hear apology from that. Jim Crow, never apologized for it. Redlining, never apologized for it. Hell, right here in Minnesota, there was black men that was hung in Duluth, Minnesota. Never apologized for it. We had slavery right there at Fort Snelling. Slavery here in Minnesota. Never apologized. So when has white folks apologized for any damn thing? I'm waiting. I'm looking at my Get Up Here, so somebody come on here and tell me. When has white folks apologized for something that they've done? Because right now, as we somewhat sit here and we speak, Stephen Miller is trying to find any way at all. Stephen Miller is ready to challenge the 1964 Civil Rights Act. Stephen Miller is. And y'all know this. If y'all think this birthright citizenship thing is just a drop in the pan and nothing's going to happen with, there's a thing. Anytime Stephen Miller does something, and y'all know this as well as I do, there's something behind it. There's something behind it. I don't think that he's going to be able to take people's citizenship away. It's just not going to happen. Listen, it's not going to happen. I know there's people out there who's sitting back, just like they sit here and they sit there and go, whoa, oh, we want you to go get all of these Somalians and we want them out of here. I told y'all before that even started, you cannot. You can't do it. You cannot. I don't know if y'all just listen to what Trump says and then you get all hyped, or you just don't think about what he says. I really don't think y'all think about what this man says. I think this man can say anything and y'all will fall in line and go along with him. He cannot deport American citizens. And that is the problem he's having in Minneapolis, Minnesota right now. That is the problem ICE is having right now. They go get him. They put him on TV. They put him on film. They take pictures. And y'all get all lathered up and all hot and bothered. And then they take him right there to Brooklyn Park. And they have to let these people go. That's just facts, people. I know y'all don't like the truth. That's one thing I can tell you about. People do not like, I don't want to hear the truth. Don't tell me the truth. And if you tell me the truth, I'm going to call you names. I'm going to say things about you. They're letting these people go. But that's the part they're not showing you. So all of these so-called right-wing influencers can come on here and go, look at this. They're rounding up all of the Somalis. Yeah, they are. Take them down there, process them, boop, out the back door. They're not sending these people nowhere because they can't. They can't. And all the other people who are come here, the Nigerians, the West Africans. America is changing people. It is. I know you don't want it to. I trust me when I say that. I know Trump, J.D. Vance, Stephen Miller, and all of them up, they're doing everything they possibly can do. But listen to me. It's changing. It is. And it's going to. And it doesn't matter what they do. God's will. If God wanted to stop this, he would. He could put the brakes on this right now. He's not. And it's going to change. And things are going to get different. And y'all know that as well as I do. No matter how hard you try, no matter how hard J.D. Vance told you guys to fight, to try to keep America as is, it's just not going to happen. So my thought, just me thinking today, I'm sitting there going, what do I want for my grandkids? I want them to have a better life than the one that I lived, see, and heard about. And it's up to me to make sure that that happens. I don't want my grandkids to suffer because of what I did back here. The way I lived my life and the way I tried to make America. No. Because this is what we know. When the Democrats get their hands on America, and they will. We know that, and they will. There's nothing, I don't care what Trump does, y'all, J.D. Vance, 28, all of this here. One day, the Democrats are going to get their hands on America. And Lord, boy, you talking about an ugly, oh my God. Because the pendulum and the Republicans have swung that pendulum so far to the right, that once the Democrats get their hands on America, oh, they got to bring that pendulum all the way back, all the way through it. They're going to go so far. we will never recognize America. It just will not. It's not going to happen. All because we decide to sit here and let this man tear up. I mean, they will be able to. They will be able to go to foreign governments and get money and jewelry and all this. Their kids will be able to go out there and start crypto business and phone businesses and everything. Everything Trump is doing right now, you better believe the minute the Democrat and here's the thing about the Democrats. They're going to do it worse than what he's doing. Because that's how they think. Well, the Republicans got to do it. Look at what Trump did. It's going to be crazy, man. It's going to be crazy. And you know who has to live through that? Our grandkids. Our grandkids have to live through what the Democrats are going to be putting on us. The Democrats are going to put it on us. Watch. Y'all think I'm joking. I am not kidding. I am not kidding. As long as we sit here and we let what's going on right now, and they're just writing this stuff down. They're just getting ready. They're just they are 110% ready to get back in charge. He said that's why I understand that, B. I understand what you said. This is the reason why they could never be in charge. But that's not how it works, brother. Y'all know that as well as I do. That's not how it works. They're going to be in charge. And it may even, like I said, come to the point to where we're not even here when they are in charge. But once they get in charge, it's going to be ugly. It's going to be an ugly, ugly situation. Because if you think Donald Trump came back in office because he wanted to get back at all his allies and everybody, and he wants everybody to pay for whatever's going on, wait till the Democrats get in office. Y'all ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. And Lord, behold, don't let them get a trifecta on us. Every gun bill that they ever thought about passing will be passed. Every single one. If all these executive orders that Trump, wait till a Democrat president get in there. I can see it already. Executive order. First thing they're going after. The first thing they're going to go after is the Second Amendment. They will find somehow, some way to go after the Second Amendment. Hey, Crystal, I think the judges will. I think that the judges will go by who's in office. I think the judges will go by the whole system is corrupt. Thank you. The whole system. Thank you. Holy smoke, I've been saying that, but I think these judges will go by whomever is in office. If there's a Republican in office, then they're gonna go for whatever Republicans say. If there's a Democrats in office, they're gonna go for whatever the Democrats say. But Lord, man, once the Democrats get into office, they're gonna remember everything that happened. Like I said, I'm just looking at it for my grandkids. I got a granddaughter, and I'll go out on a limb for her, no matter what happens, how's it happen. I don't believe that, again, just because a man put a wig on, put some lipstick on, throw some fake eyelashes on, put a dress on, that he has a right to walk into a woman's bathroom. It's just never in my lifetime am I ever going to believe that. But the minute them Democrats get in office, right here in Minnesota, Tim Walz let men in women's prisons. And they're in there assaulting women in the prisons. And he ain't done nothing. He ain't done nothing. He said, if there's a Democrat, look, let me say this here on that. And Chaz, I'm agree with you 110%. He said, if a Democrat, if we have another Democrat trifecta in 26, he is. Because what has the Democrats here in Minnesota been running on? You have not heard the Democrats here in Minnesota say anything about the Republicans who are running against them. They have not said a word about them. They haven't mentioned them. They haven't brought them up. The Democrats here, especially the governor, and whoever running for Senate and all that other type of stuff, they're literally act like the Republicans are nowhere. They're not even around. They're acting like they're not even running against anybody. Like the Republicans are not even important. Even though with all of this stuff that's going on with this fraud, I just brought it to Facebook the other day. And people are shocked. Y'all don't, like I say, Chad, I keep trying to explain to these people who live out in rocks and cows. And they don't get it, Chaz. They don't understand that once you get inside the 494, 394, 694 loop, people don't care what rocks and cows. People don't care what they say out in rural air. They don't care. Because they know Duluth, Minneapolis, St. Paul, Rochester, St. Cloud now. That's it. That's all they need. That's all the Democrats need. They don't need nothing else. They don't care about rocks and cows. Donald Trump pulled more votes here in Minnesota, right? I think that's the way it worked. He pulled more votes here in Minnesota this last election. And he still lost. He still lost. Go look at the map. Go look how red that map is. But Harrison Walz won in 3 major places. That's it. That's all the Democrats care about. They don't care about going up to Bemidji. They don't care going down to Marshall. They don't care going out west at all, especially out west. They don't. They don't. Look at the map yourself. You can go check this out. But they're not running against, they're all running against Donald J. Trump. Listen to Tim Walz. Tim Walz, you have not heard when the so-called front runner, right? When the so-called front runner, Lisa Dumas, however the hell you say her name, when they dropped her, right? So here's what the Republicans did. So the Republicans were like, okay, we got to get somebody out there. We got to get somebody with some notoriety and all this here, they thought. So they dropped this lady. Her name is Lisa Dumas, right? Only a few years ago, we found out she was actually black. She was cosplaying. She was white splaining. That's what she was passing. Period. Point blank. Lisa had never talked about her blackness. She ain't never come to the black community. She ain't never passed a bill for black people. Nobody knew Lisa was black. So don't sit there and try to act like. So they decided to throw Lisa out there. And instead of Lisa, watch this, true story. Instead of letting Lisa go out on her own for a little bit to see what type of, mindset everybody had, to see if she can gin up some support, this is what the Republicans did. They rushed out the white man ASAP. They rushed out. Nobody else has a a VP except for Lisa. And they did it. They did it because they knew the white people out in the rural area on Lisa, they would have been like, this is almost like y'all trying to act like Kamala Harris on us. So they had to put Ryan Wilson out ASAP so the white people in the rural area can feel comfortable voting for this so-called black woman. Those are facts. Those are facts. Those are facts. She said the true conservative. Thank you very much. That's why they had to put Ryan Wilson out there, Crystal. They didn't have a choice. They did not let Lisa. They couldn't put Lisa out there by herself. They couldn't put her out there. Whether it's the rhino reason or the reason I think it was. But I think it was a reason I think because of the noise that I heard the minute they put Lisa out there. She wasn't polling good. So they had to put Ryan Wilson out there to make it okay with rural America, with rural Minnesota. Those are just facts. Those are facts. And the Republican Party here can sit here with all this here stuff and say, oh, we don't have a problem with black folks. Yes, you do. You only got 4. There's only 4. 4. Listen to me. 4. It's only 4 that they lift up. No, you do. And that's why you had to put Ryan Wilson out there. Because of that problem that you have. And this is the whole thing that I'm talking about. And people always ask, well, Rev, how do Republicans get into the urban community and blah, blah, blah. Simple. I mean, I've said this. Chaz has said this. Many other people have said this. Oh, somebody said something about, hold on one second. Sorry. Simple. You know what I would have done if I was a Republican? I would have came in and said, I need to hold a town hall. And in that town hall, you know what I would have done? I would have talked about this immigration. I would have been talking about these white liberals who every time they bring immigrants here, whether it's the Hmong, whether it's the Asians, whether it's the West Africans, every time they bring these, guess where they put them? They don't put them in rural America right away. They put them right in the black community. And black people are fed up with that. If I was a Republican, I'll come in and go, hey, what can we do? How can we work together? You know, if I was a Republican, you know what I would do? I would come in and go, well, why isn't there any jobs around where a single mom can get on the bus and go to work and get back on the bus and come home? Why isn't there any jobs around Minneapolis so y'all don't have to not have? Oh, there's gun violence in around here. I wonder how these guns are getting in here. You know what we will do? Let's because we're about the Second Amendment and we're about everybody having guns, but we don't want guns being used the way they are. As a Republican, I want to find out how these guns are getting to the black community. Republicans act like they can't come into the black community, like there's no issues in the black community that they can't deal with. They are lying asses. I just gave you 3. The same 3 I gave you, I gave the Republican Party right here in the state of Minnesota. We ain't seen their ass. Ain't seen them. But yet, I got 2 of the so-called Negroes that love to talk about the black community that's in the Republican Party. Yeah, everybody's getting kick rocks tonight. I told y'all before when I started this, everybody getting some of it. Herman Cain. Herman Cain, this black man, was a Republican through and through. Just loved Donald Trump. Basically died for the Republican Party. Did he not? Did so much for the Republican Party. This black man. He died for the Republican Party. But we're going to make a Charlie Kirk day. You going to do all of this here for Charlie Kirk. But here this black man is, who literally died for Donald Trump. And y'all don't even say his name. You don't bring him up. You don't talk about him. It's like he's not even, was never there. And this man walks into a room because he listened to people tell him not to put a mask on. Whether it's an N95 or just a cloth mask. I know some Republicans have a problem with people wearing masks. I know that's a problem in the Republican parties. You know, people wearing masks. Maybe if Herman Cain had to put on a mask, whether it's a cloth one or not, maybe Herman Cain would be here. But it's funny to me, again, like I said, here's a man that died for the Republican Party, and he can't get a day. He can't get a plaque. He can't get a street. He can't get a medal. Really? Really? Gave his life. And it's like he's been forgotten in the Republican Party. Like he didn't matter. But Charlie Kirk, though. We're going to go have staffs with the flags, and we're gonna do all of this here. Nicki Minaj decided that I never listened to her music. I stopped listening to rap once that drill music crap came on. I can't say I stopped listening. I listened to the old school. I'm an old school rap guy. That's what I listen to. Old school. If it's calling somebody a nigga, if it's got curse words in it and all that there, I shut it off. I shut it off. They did a song back in the 90s. It said self-destruction. You're headed for self-destruction. And they talked about the music of the day. Self-destruction, you're headed for self-destruction. But the garbage that Nicki Minaj put out, that black people, especially black gays and gay folks, period, celebrated, was nothing short of what Satan would have done when he went into a studio. And you can say what you want about what I'm saying, but look at the people who gravitated towards that music. See, that there was a day when the angels was walking around heaven, and God looked over and saw one angel that he knew very well. And he asked him, "What you doing? Especially up here." He said, "I'm just walking around the world. I'm walking around here and there. I'm hanging out." But for the so-called conservatives, the family-valued Republicans, to brag that they got a Nicki Minaj, it just goes to show what I've said all along. The Republican Party is the easiest party to grift off. You want to grift off Republicans? The easiest party. Look at Amber Rose. Y'all hated that woman. Yes, you did. You called her everything but a loosey-goose. But the minute she decided to get in front of a mic for you, she's the best. Where is she at now? Y'all done with her. Stacey Dash. At least Stacey was kind of clean. We watched her movies. I loved her in Clueless. But she was stupid enough to fall for it, and she went out, and look at her now. And then she tried to come back, just begging and pleading. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, black folks. Black folks, we're good. Where's Amber Rose? Where's your hero, Amber Rose? I don't see her. But for y'all to pull up on Nicki Minaj and the garbage music she put out, and you swear up and down, you Christians, y'all are a joke. You're a flat, no if, and you can be mad at me if you want, but prove me wrong. Prove me wrong in anything that I'm saying. Y'all know that's demonic music. You know it. That's the thing that's tripping me up on this thing. Going, what in the are they doing? Every word that come out of her mouth is demonic. Then all of a sudden, she decide that she's going to be a There was a man that could do all of these magic tricks. And all of these people were amazed. They were amazed that he could do all of this magic. But when the true men of God showed up and they start healing people and they start casting out demons, this very man who was doing those magic tricks went to them and said, how much does it cost for me to be able to do what you're doing? It doesn't matter how much money y'all give this woman. It doesn't matter how many times she sit there in front of Miss Kurt and everybody else and be phony and, oh my God, this and the God that and the God this and the God that. Doesn't matter. She will never. Yeah, keep her. She all yours. That belongs to y'all now. Y'all do her. Y'all can do her like you done Amber Rose. Do her like you done Stacey Dash. Do her like you done Herman Cain. Do her like you done Omarosa. Do her like you done Candace Owens. Do her just like you done what's that other Officer Tatum? Do her like y'all done all them other people that done ran over there to grift off of you. And then when you was done with them, you threw them away. Do her like you done Tim. Look at Tim. Byron Donald. Wesley Hunt. Vernon Jones. Them boys was all everywhere during the campaign. Ain't got a job in the cabinet that looked like me. Prove me wrong, but I'm saying, you can get mad. I know people are pissed. Kick rocks. You can get mad at me if you want, but prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. But y'all keep her. She's all yours. That one is all yours. Like I said, I didn't mess with her from day one because I believe the music is garbage. It's flat garbage. Flat garbage. It's demonic. It's flat demonic. Period, point blank. So let's rip it up. Let's rip it up. I got 20 minutes to give you guys this here, and then I'm gonna be I'm gonna be hanging out with Don. So if y'all not doing anything, jump over there with me and Don, where I gotta be nice. Gotta be nice. So I don't like getting Don in trouble saying stuff. So I'm gonna say it here. So the Tim Walz and the Democrats ran their ass over to the black. Hold on. Let me say this here. This is something that's I'm like pissed right now. So I may say some words that y'all don't feel that I got the right to say, but y'all ain't never been in a room full of pastors and preachers to understand how we talk when we are in these rooms. Y'all think that we're goody two shoes, and the minute a pastor gets in trouble, you're all shocked when I sit here and tell y'all they ain't what y'all think they are. A lot of them are just like me. Trust me when I say that. I don't try to hide. I don't try to hide from nobody. That's the problem. Y'all get scared of somebody who is real. You would rather have somebody on a Sunday morning giving you some little soft sermon, and then he swear up and down he's a loving preacher, and he got a wife and a dog and a picket fence and all that. He don't do nothing. He don't drink. He don't smoke. He don't watch porn. He don't do none of that. And then all of a sudden, 2 weeks later, come find out he's in some hotel with some little boy. And then y'all all shocked. You're shocked then. Oh my God, I can't believe that's happening. Because you took him at face value instead of who he was. But anyway, I may say some words tonight that some of y'all may sit there and go, he ain't got no business saying those words. What would Jesus do? I guarantee you, if we would have put a mic to Jesus' mouth when Jesus went through that temple, Jesus would have been saying something. If Jesus was as mad as they say he was, Jesus didn't go through that temple calling everybody kitten and all this here. Don't give me that. So anytime Tim Walz and the Democrats get themselves in trouble, the first thing they do, especially in the black community, is they go to a certain church. Basically, they have in their pocket. Oh, Don already sent that they have in their pocket, right? And they've bought up a couple of black churches in Minneapolis that they basically give those churches or give them money and stuff like that. So they shut their mouth, right? So all of a sudden I'm watching this video, and sure enough, that's where Tim Walz is at his favorite church that he done bought. And I look behind him, and there's Mayor Fry and Mayor Carter. And I look over to the other side, and there's the bishop of this church. Big smile on his face. So there's two things that the Democrats have to do now. Because the Democrats know they screwed up. I would say that other word, but y'all say I'm not allowed to say that. Y'all say it in your head, but you know what I'm talking about. So the Democrats know they screwed up. They screwed up big time with the black community. They did. So, because, and I'm going to show you why I say this so you can understand where I'm going with this. So the Democrats have to come and kiss black folks' butt because they screwed up. They gave away a lot of money. There's millions of dollars sitting overseas right now that these Somali people stole. And at the same time, hold on. So while they're writing checks to these Somalis, here black folks, true story, go city council. So black folks are literally fighting over $100,000. Listen to me, people. True story. While the Democrats, the white liberal Democrats, are literally writing checks for $30 million to Somalis. They're making black people fight over $200,000-$300,000. And we got to split that up. Facts. But see, this stuff wasn't supposed to get out. The Somalis got greedy. Somebody gave the Somali community a blueprint, and these people got flat out greedy. That's what happened. You can't keep going to the BMW dealership every single Friday. 4 or 5 of you drop up there every Friday. You can't. But nobody said anything. You can't buy buildings. You can't buy homes with cash. But funny, nobody said anything. Real estate businesses. You can't buy these buildings straight up cash, but nobody said anything. No, because nobody was supposed to know about this. So Tim Walz decided, let's go to our favorite church, because only that church can make things better in the black community. Only that church and that pastor can tell us to shut up. Don't say nothing. Everything's going to be all right. I got it. While he's cashing the check that they just gave him, right, at Wells Fargo, right next door. So here's what they want us to do. They want us to forgive them for stepping over us and giving these people, these Somalis, all this money. We're supposed to forgive them. Not only that, hold on now. Then they had the press conference at this church about immigration, about ICE. As if we as black people are supposed to get involved in this stuff. We're supposed to be out on the street helping what's going on, helping these liberal whites bang pots at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Get the hell out of here. Kick rocks, Bishop. You can kiss my black ass. Because you sold out. You sold out. You coon son of a bitch. And if I could say that F word and stick up a middle finger right now to you, I would. You sold the black community out. Yeah, you did. And now Tim Walz got to try to shore up those black votes. Because the Democrats screwed up. Yes, they did. The Democrats screwed up. Black folks wasn't supposed to know about this. We wasn't supposed to find out almost $4 to $5 billion that these people stole. And only thing you can give us is $400,000 to split up in the black community. And not only that, we was fighting over it. They had fights at the damn city hall. Fighting over that little crumbs of money that the Democrats dangled in our face. That's what they did. And they wrote checks left and right. And nobody checked on them. How you going to have a daycare and talk about you fed in a week 33,000 people? In a week. And nobody checks on you. That's a red flag. How are you going to declare suitcases full of money at the airport and nobody checks on that? How are you going to sit here and say that you got to take somebody from North Minneapolis all the way to Rochester, back and forth, traveling, and you get traveling expenses, and the same doctor is right there in Bloomington, 10 minutes away from you, but you say you took them all the way to Rochester? Red flags. Nobody saw this. Really. and you get in trouble, this is the thing that got me. This is what is pissing me off, because we got some stewed pigeon, coon ass, no good, backbiting, low down, dirty black son of a bitches in the black community that will buy this crap. These piece of shit ass black preachers who's afraid to speak out, who's afraid to tell the truth, who's afraid to preach the right message. That's what we got in North Minneapolis. They can kiss my black ass. These Democrats have stepped on us so many times. They have done us dirty so many times. And then come running back saying, please, 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 we will do you better on the next go around. And they crazy, stupid ass people will believe it. And we get stuck up the ass the very next time goes around. Y'all done it this time. Y'all done messed up. And then you're going to turn around and expect us to be out in the cold, marching for the very people that you stepped over us for. Boy, Walls, if I could move my fingers up right now. But see, y'all will get mad at me. And you know I got every right to do it. Every right to do it. They have played my people for far too long. Let my people go. We can go somewhere else and vote. We can start a third party where y'all got to come and get us if you want our vote. But I cannot walk up under the Democratic shield no more. I don't care how racist the Republicans are. And don't try me tonight. I wouldn't do it. Stephen Miller is in the damn White House. So don't do it. When you want to get him out of the White House, then you come talk to me. Then you come talk to me. When Tucker Carlson stopped being your hero, then you come talk to me. When you can call out some of these black influencers who talk about black people like they do, then you come talk to me. But until then, I don't even try me. I'm the last person you want to deal with. Because like I said, I'm not one of them. What did Michelle Obama say? When they go low, we go high. When you go low, I go lower. If you want to walk through hell, I'll walk with you. No, seriously. I have no problem with that. See, I done dealt with the devil before. I know who the devil is. You don't know who he is. So if y'all want to go walk down there, you want to start acting fool on this one, bring it. Bring it. But what the Democrats did just the other day by going to that church, shows me. I mean, we knew it. We knew it. But he went there for that reason. The reason Tim Walz was even in Minneapolis, he didn't call up Reverend Christopher and say, hey, Rev, Sunday morning, I would love to come by your church. They don't deal with black people like me. I'm not they type of black. I'm not the type of black that the Democrats deal with, and I'm not the type of black that the Republicans deal with. That's why I say I can't push water for neither side, because neither side want me. Neither side want me. Because both sides, I got to tone down my blackness. Look at the black people. Look at the black people that the Democrats, the Republicans deal with. Byron Donald, Tim Scott, them your type blacks. See, I'm going to talk the way I'm talking right now. I'm going to act the way I'm acting right now. I don't tone down for nobody. Every now and then, y'all may get on here and I may change up a minute, just for a minute, but that's about it. Same thing with the Democrats. I could be over there on the Democrat. I could be over there hanging out with the Democrats. Look at me. I'm black. I'm a preacher. I'm in the door. But I carry a gun. And I don't believe in men being in women's bathroom and women's sports. I don't believe in the lesbian and all that their type of crap that they got going on over there. I don't believe in that. I have a problem with abortions. So that's why I'm not over there. So I'm a black man just floating in the woods. I'm just out here. No flashlight, no compass, just walking around, looking at stupid stuff, looking at stupid people follow behind these stupid parties. I see people always talking about, well, that's a cult. Both of them are cults. Both of them are cults. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. You can say what you want. Yeah, they are. I've watched videos, people, I'll take a bullet for them. You stupid asses. You get caught up in this stuff. And hey, hold on. Time out. Let me be fair. Let me be fair. Let me be fair. Because when I got involved with the Tea Party, because I can't throw that out there and then try to act like me too. When I first got involved with the Tea Party, I was going, yeah, man, let's go. I was raw. I was into it. I thought I found my home. I thought I found some place that I could go and we could fight. We can make a difference. We can change things together. And then they got racist. And they did, and y'all know they did. So don't act like. That's why I left the Tea Party. That's the only reason I left the Tea Party. And that's from that day on. I've been on my own. I've been doing this myself. I ain't pushed for no party. I ain't begged nobody for no party. If I see something, just like with Mayor Fry. Did I think Mayor Fry was the best thing since Christmas? No. But did I think socialism and letting somebody like who was running against him get their hands on that city? Did I think that? That's why I went out and I did what I did for Mayor Fry. I'm not ready to turn over Minneapolis. I'm just not. I started this off by saying I'm concerned about my grandkids and what type of world they're going to be facing. Putting Mayor Fry back into office, to me, was me fighting for my grandkids. Because Minneapolis could have went downhill like y'all wouldn't even know, believe, understand. And I would be gone, and what I left while I was here of a Minneapolis would affect my grandkids. And I just hope that other people are sitting there thinking the same thing. Let's leave this better. Because to be honest with you, at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, America was changing. America was happening. Things were good. Do I look at them and say things could have been better for black folks? And y'all know that. Come on. Because if I was to say to all the white folks out there right now, raise your hand who would want to take my place. No, seriously. Who would want to? Y'all know, come on. You'd be like, screw that. I know what you go through. I know what your deal is. I'm not taking your place. Not when I got it good here. Not when I got a house, a picket fence with a F-150. I got a boat. I got a camper. I got a 3-wheeler, 4-wheeler, a motorcycle, cat and a dog with goldfish. And my wife don't even work. She's a YouTuber. Come on. Like I said, if y'all come over here thinking that you're gonna get the Brandon Tatum or Candace Owens or what's that new Alton? What's his name? What's that other new black cat y'all like that talks about black people all the time? Y'all know who I'm talking about. Andre Williams. That's another one y'all liking. Y'all in love with this new cat. Because he talks about black people all the time. Or Rod Smith. I ain't a Rod Smith. I'm none of those people. That's why I say I cannot be a black person over on the Republican side. Because, see, I have to assimilate. I ain't assimilating for no damn body. I may code switch. I may pull a Harris. I may pull a Harris. I may code switch on you a little bit. Hello. Yes. How you doing today? Awesome. Well, I've had a splendid day. I can tell you right now that things have happened in my life that I never thought would happen to me before. But you know what's awesome about this thing? I have the people in my life that has made it very, very clear. And the clarity that have come to me and come over me and has stimulated every fiber of me in and out. I can code switch very well. It's simple. I can do that. That's no problem. I've had to do that all my life. I'm used to that. But anyway, hey, look, people, I've got to get off of this because I'm about to jump over with Don Allen. And if you're not doing anything, come hang out with us for a little bit. You get a different perspective on a lot of things. Don brings a whole different type of perspective. But let me say this here. Bilko said, just be well. I do, brother. I do, my friend. I don't bring nothing to this table that y'all can sit here and say that I ain't seen, you know. I don't try to act like somebody that I'm not. You ain't never gonna see me out somewhere and you be like, well, I saw Rev and he wasn't acting like himself. No, I act like this no matter where I go. No matter where I go. Merry Christmas, Christo. And Merry Christmas to each and every one of you too. With that whole nine. But yeah. Black folks, right now we're in trouble. We're in trouble. When these white liberal Democrats can take us and throw us under the bus. And when they realize that they're going to need us, they go to the black church that they bought. There's a reason that's the only church in Minneapolis they go to. Look it up. It's called Shiloh. That's the only church that George Floyd got buried in. That's the only church that I'm trying to think the kid named that Potter lady shot the kid. Any big funeral that the hotshots, that the state legislators, Democrats, Republicans don't ever show up at these black folks, these black men who get shot. You ain't gonna see no Republicans at any of them. At any of them. They saving all their energy for when a cop shoots a black man and then they got to protest. This is what the Republicans do. No joke. So this cop jumped into the car of a moving car, shot while his partner is on the other side of the car, right? So you remember, the mindset is 2A, know what's on the other side of your target, correct? So this cop jumps into a moving car, shoots this kid called Ricky Bell, right? And everybody's like, man, did you put yourself in danger by jumping in the moving car? Not only did you put yourself in danger, but you put your other officer in danger. Well, they wanted to bring charges up against this dude, and they decided that they're gonna then the Republicans and the white folks, except for two black people, two so-called black guys, protested this cop. And then they wonder why Derek Chauvin is still in prison and why he's going to stay in prison. Before I go, let me break that down to you real quick. If George Floyd wasn't, and I'll say this over and over, George Floyd wasn't the guy. He wasn't the guy. The guy was Fernando Castile. That was the guy. George Floyd, and the reason George Floyd is who he is and what happened with him, y'all let this cop shoot and kill this man who had his kid in the backseat and his girlfriend in the passenger seat. Y'all made this black man to be as if he was stupid enough to have a gunfight. Listen to me. This black man is going to have a gunfight with his girlfriend right here and his baby in the backseat. He's going to have a gunfight with this cop. Are you out your damn mind? But y'all said it was okay for this cop to shoot and kill this man in front of his family. That's what you did, because that cop got off. So you know what? The next cop that did something wrong, he's going to jail. So we got 4 for 1. 4 for 1. 4 cops went to jail because this cop, you decided to let go. That it was okay for him to shoot this man with his girlfriend in the passenger seat. Y'all said it was okay for this cop to shoot this man with his baby in the back seat. You said it was okay for the cop to shoot this man when the cop told him to give him his license. When this man says, I have a firearm to let this, y'all said it. Derek Chauvin is in jail, and he will stay in jail. And the 4 other ones who went to jail, because you said that it was okay for Fernando Castile to be gunned down. I hope y'all understand that. You can sit there and say George Floyd died of an overdose. You can say he died of a heart failure. You can say he died because he didn't get any breath. You can say he died because the cop knee was on his back and not his neck. You can say he died because of unconditional health thing. You can say all of that. Don't give a damn. Fernando Castile died. Derek Chauvin goes to jail. And if you don't understand that, that's your fault. That's your fault. If y'all would have gave this cop up that murdered Fernando Castile, I guarantee you, I can promise you, I'll put it out there, because George Floyd wasn't a good guy. He was a druggie. He was a filthy, no good, download somebody. Yes, he was. Let's be real. The reason George was even over on Chicago in 38th, because Chicago in 38 had turned into a hellhole. A dirty, low-down, dirty hellhole. That's why George was over there. George Floyd was over there in his element. Y'all turned him into a martyr because you decided that this black man that a cop pulled over because he said because of the shape, this is what the cop said, because the shape of his nose, that's what the cop said. Y'all let this cop kill this man. Yes, you did. So if Fernando Castile had to go, Derek Chauvin and all four of them cops had to go. But if y'all would have gave this cop up, those four cops and Derek Chauvin would not be in jail today. Would not be in jail. So you want the truth on it? You know, that's why George has a bench. That's why George has a statue. That's why George had plants. That's why Black Lives Matter is written in the street and all over the signage, all down there. That's why they've held this place hostage for almost 6 years. Not because of George Floyd, because of Fernando Castile. George Floyd just happened to be the one. The ram in the bush. George Floyd was the ram in the bush. Fernando Castile was a sacrifice. So that's why when people sit there and go, oh, he was a druggie and he was this, and they, you know, have that cartoon of George Floyd laying down this big pill on him, we don't care. You can say what you want about George Floyd. You can paint him in any picture you want. You can put him in cartoons. You can do all of that stuff with George Floyd. We don't care. George Floyd wasn't our sacrificial lamb. He was just the one that was in the bush at the time. That's who he was. But our lamb is and will always be Fernando Castile. Those are facts. Those are things nobody would have told y'all. But I'm opening up the door and let you know. That's why nobody gets mad when you talk about George Floyd. When y'all with the cartoons and when you, oh yeah, he this and that. We're not mad. We're not upset. Not upset. We got 4 for 1. 4 for 1. So what do we got to be mad about? And Derek Chauvin is in prison for a long, long, long time. Long time. So the question that you should be asking yourselves, was it worth it? I don't think it was. Especially the kid that should have never, that one kid should have never went to prison. Should have, that was bull, and y'all know that. That kid should have never went to prison. But because he got caught up, first day on the job, should we roll him over? He goes to prison. Blame yourself. Don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me. Don't be mad at George. Blame yourself. You decided. And what you decided was this cop is going to get off And these 4 cops, they're going to prison. That's what happened. Prove me wrong. I got to go. I'm going over to hang out with Don. If y'all want to come over, come hang out. If not, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas to each and every one of you. And God bless you. And thank you, Crystal. Oh, Will, what's going on, bro? Will's in the house. Appreciate you, Sean. Merry Christmas. BKO, Merry Christmas. And everybody else out there, Merry Christmas. I will see you guys more than likely on Friday. Peace. I'm out.